and welcome to episode 36 of the Yarnniffler podcast. My name is Sam. I'm a university student from Belgium. I love to knit and crochet and cross stitch while I'm not studying and sometimes while I'm studying. Hi, welcome back. Today I'm gonna talk about what I'm wearing. I have another finished object. I have 3 socks I want to tell you about, another sweater that I'm making, and a scruffy blanket I want to show with you, and my cross stitch project. So a lot coming up. For the rest, today we are the 31st of January. Wednesday we are about 10:30. Today I have an exam at 1, and this morning I finished what I'm wearing, and I've been wanting to podcast in these last couple of days because it's almost been a month since the last time, but I did not have the energy, or I was studying the whole day, and then it was dark and I didn't want to fumble with lights. I like to film just with natural light like now. So when I finished this about an hour ago, I was like, okay, let's sew in the end so I can maybe wear it. And then I was like, okay, let's podcast. So I wrote my show notes, and here we are. You can find me on Instagram as Sam Wyffels and on Ravelry as Yarnniffler. Everything that I will be talking about will be linked down below. All my project pages are on Ravelry, so if you have any problems with Ravelry, just send me a message and I'll try to help you out. If something is not clear, or if there's anything else you want to know about, just ask and I'll see if I can help or answer your question. So, first up, yay, it's finished! Let's see. So this is my Advent cardigan by Emma O'Brien. Last time you saw it, I was here. So if you can see, there's this in this pink. I split the sleeve for the body, so I did the whole body. I did a couple of rows in the back, and I did this whole sleeve split for the body. And I am stuck. Yes. Okay, and I'll just show you how it looks. So it is not blocked. It does not have buttons, but the ends you see, like this one, they are all sewn in or knit over. They just have to be snipped off after blocking. So this is the back. So yeah, let me try to show the advent started. So let me try to say. So this is a cardigan that's made for 25 mini skeins and one big like main skein, which is this dark gray for me. And I did this with a homespun house advent from 2023. So I had 24 minis, and for the 25th one I used just I think about 10 grams or 15 grams from the main skein, which fit in as well. So let me show you. So this was day 1. So we went all the way over here. This is the middle, so this is day 13. And this one here is this is, so in between my fingers, this is the main skein. So it fits in perfectly in the fade. So yes. Let's see. So I have a very long colored yarn in here. That is because you, as you saw, you knit from cuffs to the middle. So you start knitting your cuff in twisted rib for many rows, and then you start, I think this is called a batwing sleeve, and then you just start knitting and you increase, and in the beginning you increase faster, and I think from somewhere here you increase less fast, but it's still, yeah, it looks pretty good. So you increase and you increase, and then once you're here you do the Turkish cast on, I think it was called, like you do for toe-up socks. I use another one, but this is one you could use as well. So you cast on those stitches, and then you knit back and forth. So you can see like this. So this is your cardigan. So you knit from both sides until you do like half on, let me see that I show you the correct way, half of this on each side, and then you sew it together with Malter stitch. With Malter stitch? No, with Kitchener stitch. You graft it together. So yes, I have sewn in all the ends. So what I've done is, let me see where I was. So I was just at the split for the body the last time you saw it. So I finished up this whole front and the back, and I did the whole left sleeve and the back. And then on, what was it? On Sunday morning I sewed everything together, and then on Sunday I started the ribbing on the hem, which is twisted rib as well, which is pretty deep. So that, yeah, on Sunday I took the train, so I was at home, so I took the train back here. So I did a lot of knitting on that because that's 2.5 hours. If you're new here, I'm a university student. This is my cot. So normally during the week I live here, and in the weekends I go home to my hometown, to where I live with my parents. So it's about 2.5 hours on the train I have every week. And if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen on Friday when I tried to get home, I had my train was delayed, I think because there were animals on the train tracks. So we had to, the train had to drive slower, and we took a detour, so I could not get my connecting train, so I had to wait about 45 minutes for the next train. And I was very lucky that I had this with me, so I could knit. Yes, so I did that, and then yesterday I finished the ribbing on the hem. I did a normal bind off, where you just like, you knit one, slip one, you knit one, slip one over, knit one, slip one over. But I did it on, so for the body I used a 4mm needle like in the pattern. For the ribbing I used a 3.5mm needle, and then for the bind off I used a 4.5. So about one size up, 2 sizes up probably, because you have a 4, whatever. A whole, like from a 3.5 to a 4.5mm needle, just to have a stretchy bind off without it being too stretchy, because twisted rib really is a tight rib, as you can see. Because it's not blocked as well, it's gonna lay like this, but I didn't want this to flare out. And then yesterday in the afternoon I picked up for the button band. It will have 3 buttons. Let me try to show you. So 1, 2, and the third buttonhole is at the bottom. So it's just gonna be an open one, and then here, like lower, but you get what I mean. So like here I will have 3 buttons, but I wait until I get home because I have my buttons stashed there, and I will see if I have some that fit. I'm probably going to go for like a metal one, maybe with a little pattern on it or something, because with this dark gray I think that will go perfectly. So yes, I'm not sure if I want to keep wearing this, because I've been up for about 4.5 hours now. I wake up around 6, and from then on my heating is working, and in the morning I'm very cold, so I turn it up on high, and then when I start moving around, like now, to get everything ready for the podcast, I get very hot. So at the moment I will not be wearing it, but maybe later on in the podcast I'll put it on again if I get cold. I was also thinking about wearing this to my exam today, but the ends are just too long, and I do not want to trim them at the moment, because I want to trim them at the end, just after blocking, because then they're on the perfect place, and then I can use these long end tails for my scrapping projects. What I also wanted to show you is how I wove in my ends on the color changes. I just used the weaving Steven. So what I did is, on like the last 15 stitches of the row before the color change, I started, let me try to see, this is where it is. So as you can see here, you see this pink color here as well. So this is the first section, the second section. So I used the yarn from the second section. Just 15 stitches before I would start this color, I just do the weaving Steven, and then yeah, these ones are almost pretty done. And then for the first, I don't know, 10 to 15 stitches as well, I use the old yarn as well. And most of the time, like my first stitch is with both ends. So you get a multicolored stitch, like your very first stitch, but you can almost see it. And I've been doing this for the last 4 years, I think. and I've never really had anything come loose, so I'm pretty sure about that. And it would have been a lot of ends, so I'm happy. The only ends that I sewed in were at the cuffs, because on twisted rib I do not like knitting over my end. Even here I'll show you. So this is where I started the bottom band, so finished the hem, and this is just my starting yarn, and my hem yarn where I bind off are just, because the first row you do is you pick up and knit stitches, so this is just, yeah, all that. So this is it. Very happy with it. Very bright, but not like, if you've been here before, you've probably seen it. I have a rainbow dress, which is like almost neon rainbow colors, and this one is a little bit more muted and a bit variegated, so yeah, love it a lot. Like on this dress it works perfectly. I think it will just work perfectly with a lot. Like this dress has a little bit more of a poofy sleeve, and sometimes when you wear like a tight cardigan it's annoying to put it on, but this you can wear like different styles of sleeve, and most of them I think will fit in here. So yes, very happy with it. I'm thinking maybe about making this kind of cardigan in like a neutral color, because I think I need more cardigans, but I'm waiting out because I've seen some designers working on different cardigans, which maybe those ones I want to make in a neutral color. So first finished object, let's put it over there. Then my next finished object was a whip in the last episode. So this is my muscle barrel hat. If I'm right, I was somewhere in the middle of this green section, so I finished off the green, and so I started on this end, finished off the green, and did all the rest of the brown, and just finished this. Oh, I'm just thinking I did not tell you the size for my Radvent cardigan. So it's the Radvent cardigan by Amba O'Brien, and I did size 9, or to fit a bust of 44 inches of 135 centimeters, so it has more positive ease around your bust, but it goes in a little bit at the waist, so I picked the waist size that would work best with for me. So that's it. And the gray color, so the colored yarn is the Advent from Homespun House 2023, and the gray yarn, the dark gray, is called Ash. And if you go on my Ravelry page, you can see exactly for every color how much yarn I used. So that's that. Then the muscle barrow is a pattern by Isolde Teague. I used 3mm needles. The yarns I used are Le Garçon Yak Sock in Mysterious Bear and Max's Khaki. I'll just put it on now like this. So this is why I did this band of green, to have this contrasting one, but if it's really cold, or you want to have, if you want it more slouchy, you can always like not have the green. It doesn't look the best with my ponytail, but it still works. The only thing is, as you can see, it's a little bit bigger than I would have thought. I maybe could have gone down one size. The size I made is, I used the 8 stitches per inch for gauge, and let me see, I made size CAS. I think it's like between the like children's size and the adult sizes, but probably could have gone down like one size. But what I'm trying to do, because sometimes I want it to be that little bit longer, that I can like wear the brim up like this. So it's, as you can see, you put it inside each other, and then you have 2 layers of fabric around your ears, and then you cuff up the brim. Then you have 4 layers. But if I want like a very wide brim, like with a ponytail, it's just a little bit too short. But I think if I did not do it this weekend because I forgot. I want to block this. I want to really block it like this. So as you can see, there's a lot of stretch in it. So it's a yak sock yarn, so it has 10% nylon, 20% yak, and 70% superwash merino. So it's a superwash, so it can stretch a little bit. So my plan is to stretch it while blocking, and then it also, if you stretch something, it also like the width gets a little bit smaller. So I think it's gonna be a little bit longer and a little bit snugger, and then it will be perfect. So yes, that's this one. Yeah, I've really been like playing with it, turning it inside out, or like showing both ends to people. So yes, this one is finished. I really like the construction of this, very easy, and once you've done like all the increases, it's just stockinette for like, I think I did about 160 rows, 170 rows, something like that, before I needed to do the decreasing. So yeah, almost like a sock, but you do not have, I work my socks 2 at a time, which you will see. You do not have 2 socks or 2 things, you just can keep knitting. So I've heard people when I showed this picture that they like the hat, so maybe I'm gonna make more for other people or for myself. We will see. So those are my finished objects. Let's get into my whips. Like I said, I have three socks I want to show you, a sweater, and my cross stitch project, and my scrappy fingering weight blanket. First up, the sweater. At the moment there's yarn here, but there's no yarn attached, so let me try to show you. So this is not a sweater for me. If you watched last time I talked about this sweater, I showed you the inspiration. So if you've been longer here, during the summer I work in between 2 to 4 weeks, depending on how much time I have, at a festival as a volunteer. I help setting up the festival, and last year I also helped taking it down, but it's like, it's not decorating, it's really labor work, manual work. It's laying the floors, helping with putting up the tents, the fences around the area where the festival will be and stuff. And sometimes at night, if I'm not too tired, I'm knitting while we're sitting and talking, because I just stay there for a week, and then during the weekends I go home most of the time. So we have food there, we put up our tent, we camp, and then we work during the day. And one of the people that I work with saw me knitting and was kind of laughing with me, but also kind of not. He was asking me if I wanted to knit him a sweater. I am going to talk, but not gonna look at you, because I have some stitches on a very big safety pin here, and they kind of are coming loose, but kind of not. So I am trying to save one stitch here. Let me see. So he was laughing with me, but also kind of not, if I could make him a sweater. And I'm like, yeah, sure, of course. And then he showed me a sweater, and which he really liked, because he has very broad shoulders and is very tall. So it's not as easy for him to find sweaters in store that have like, that are long enough or big enough, or like have long enough arms. But that one was, it was an XL size from H&M. I do not have the sweater with me here, because I have all the measurements, I know what to do. And it had this kind of orangey with a bit of brown, I think, and beige variegated yarn. And he was like, yeah, I want something like that. So I sent him a couple of yarns. So this is, let me try to see, where is my bag here. So this is the, from Rico Designs, the Creative Lazy Hazy Summer Cotton in a decay weight, in the color, I have no idea, the color 6. And this is an half cotton, half acryl polyester blend, because he, like, I spoke with his wife as well, and she was like, yeah, he likes it, but maybe not something that we need to hand wash, or something that can go into the washing machine, and it could go into the dryer. I would not recommend it. But so I measured the whole sweater and started knitting it. And last time I was knitting, I was here. So what I did is, I was just before I was knitting on the front, finishing the front to get the armholes, and then I started knitting in the round. So this is how much I did in the round. So what we see, 4 centimeters, 5 centimeters, and then I started on the sleeve. So I did it's a saddle shoulder construction. So as you can see, this is the stitches that are on hold for the neck sleeve, and then here, so I picked up stitches. I did the sleeve cap short rows, and yes, this is the first sleeve. So last time I had about a week to finish the first sleeve, like finish the part of the body I wanted to finish and finish the first sleeve, because I was going to see him at the New Year's reception of the festival. So I saw him, he tried it on. The only thing I was a little bit worried about is that the sleeve would be too wide, and I told him that up front. I was like, I'm okay with ripping back and like doing more decreases or something, but he said it's fine. He knows it, and he tried it on and he was like, yeah, it's okay. So I'm fine. So what I did is it was just like I did 10 more rows and bind off the sleeve just normal, because on the sweater I got from him there is no ribbing or anything, it's just rolled edges. So that's what I did. As you can see, it has all these stitch markers in it. Maybe this, as you can see, so in the beginning you decrease very rapidly. Let me see, what did I do? I think for 22 repeats I did on every fourth row I decrease, and then for, let me see, so 1 2 3 4 5, for five more repeats I did decreases, I think every 11th row, which worked out. So he tried it on. I was very like, I just wanted to make that the fit on the shoulder was good. That was good. He liked the detail that I really put in the, like in the front. So this is a little V with double stitching, which is the same as the sweater. I am just really replicating it completely. So I do not have a pattern. So that was what I was thinking about. Can I just say what I'm doing? Is yes, I am making my own pattern. I'm writing everything up on Ravelry. So if you go to this one is called Truibrecht. I am using 4mm needles, and I'm writing everything out in English because that's how I use most of my patterns, even though I speak Dutch. And I'm using like different videos and different kind of websites to help me to figure out short row shaping, decreases, everything. I have a whole Excel with everything in it. So yeah, if you want to see what I'm doing, it's over there. So yeah. So now that my cardigan is finished, so I was working on this to finish it, to he could fit it on, and yes, it fits. It's gonna have a hood as well, so I think I'm going to finish the other sleeve. I'm gonna finish the hood, and then every yarn I have left over is going into the body. Because he was laughing that this is a very cropped up at the moment, and he wants at least the length of the other sweater, and if it could be a little bit longer. And he also wants me to block it out a little bit wider to have more positivities than it has at the moment, which we can definitely do. Like, it has a lot of stretch, and because it's cotton and acrylic, cotton will drag it down a little bit, so it's gonna be longer anyway normally. And with acrylic you can really like set the width you want. I'm gonna kind of kill the acrylic to get the size I want in blocking, so that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm going to finish the sleeve, do the hood, and then just do the body. So the sleeve is, once the sleeve cap is all picked up, so what you do is just, so you go around, you pick up all these stitches. So I worked out how many I need. I think it's about 55 on each side, and then I don't know, 20 or 30 stitches here. And then you knit one stitch, do a German short row, purl back to the other one. You go one stitch past the stitches, one stitch past, do a German short row, and then you knit until the last German short row. You knit that one, and you think, wait, I think I knit the next one, and then I go back. So you go back and forth, which maybe you can see here. So this is the, this is the sleeve. So as you can see, it's increasing in size in this way. So this is the line where I picked up. So I'm doing German short rows, and then once, I have no idea where, somewhere like at the bottom, when you have, maybe I had 5 or 10 stitches on each side, I think about 10 stitches, I just picked everything up, and then you start your decreases immediately for this sleeve. So like once everything is picked up, it's pretty easy knitting in the round, which is going to like replace my Radvan cardigan. But it was very fun to knit, but it was easy to knit as well, because it was just simple stuck in it in the route or stuck in it flat, and because of the changing colors it went very fast. So after I finished this for him to try on, I did not do anything and I wanted to finish my cardigan. Yes, I'm pointing over there because I put it over there. So yes, that's what I'm gonna do maybe after this video, or I'm gonna see how much time I have. I still have to make myself something to eat and then do my exam. For anybody wondering, yes, I have exam this afternoon. I had 2 exams before this, and we'll tell more about his life in the live section at the end of the podcast. But I had about 10 days to study for this exam, so I took 2 days off and then I started studying. So I had about 8 days to study for this exam, which is a lot, and it's a biophysics exam, so it's just a lot of physics exercises, which I have done before. It's a first year's course I'm taking. I'm actually in my 4th year of university, but I changed bachelor, so I have some first year courses I have to take, some second and some third year courses. So I'm all over the place to get to the point to finish my bachelor's in biology now. But I just did a lot of exercises. So I'm very confident in myself that I can do this. I looked at the theory as well and made like the practical questions we got for that. So I'm ready for this. I do not need to cram in this morning because we do not need to know a lot by heart. We have a formula with all the equations we can use, so it's fine. And I'm not stressing about it, but I hate having an exam at 12 or at 1, even more at 4, because what do you do the whole day? I just like waking up, having 1 or 2 hours to myself and go to my exam around 8 or 9. So I just need to keep myself busy, and I finished the cardigan. So my idea was, let's film a podcast. I have no idea when I can edit this. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, because then I'm completely finished, but we'll see. So let's get into the socks, but first I have to blow my nose. Okay, I could feel the sneeze coming up, so just gonna pause so you do not have to hear that. I have 3 pairs of socks I want to show with you. Let me show the one you have seen before first. So this is in this bag. The pattern is in here as well because I need the chart for it. So this is my Selbu sock. So this is a pattern by Skein. Do I have a picture? No, not on this chart. I just have the chart, but you can see I have done multiple 2 repeats right now, and I'm starting on the 3rd, so you can see what is gonna happen. Let me see. So where was I the last time? This is a very good question. I think I was here where Gollum is. So this is Gollum. So let's see the top. So this is how much I've done since the last time. I think, yes, this was one knitting session on the train, like on Sunday night when I came here. So I did all of this. I did the rest of the gusset increases and started the heel. I'm almost ready with the heel, but not there yet, and I have not worked on it since. Sometimes I have the urge to do colorwork, and sometimes I just want to do very simple knitting. So this is what I cast on for my colorwork urge. So as you can see, this is how much I've done. That's exactly. I've done 1 session on this since the last time you saw it. I think it was even 2 episodes ago. But yeah, I'm gonna keep working on this, and probably now that exams are finished, sometimes I'm gonna want something a little bit more triggering for my brain. So this is it. The yarns I'm using are in Yarn Cozies. They are both Filcolana Retta, which is a very soft superwash. Is it merino? Let me see. So I have the tags here so I can show you. So they are 50 grams and they are 80% superwash merino wool and 20% nylon. So they are commercially made sock yarns, but they're merino, so they're very soft. I've used them before for colorwork socks, which I really like, and also for a sweater. So, and the colors I have are burgundy and blush pink. Yes, no, light blush, not blush pink. Light blush and burgundy. They are also linked on my Ravelry page. This sock is made in 72 stitches and does not have any other sock count. So I am using 2mm needles. I've tried it on the train. There were not a lot of people at that moment. so I'm sure it fits, that it would be long enough. And yes, it's going to be very dense, but yeah, it's gonna be happy. One of the things is also, I am normally you hold your contrast color in your left hand when you're doing two-handed color work like I do, just to have more of a pop. But I don't know, in my head I thought the pink was the contrast color, but it's the burgundy. So yes, I am holding the wrong yarn in my left hand, so the pink is popping more than the burgundy is, but I think it still looks cool. My idea is to knit the second sock the other way around to really see the difference, and then yeah, I'm kind of a nerd like that sometimes, so I want to see how it works out. But yeah, it's just ready for me here when I want to work on it, and we'll see. Then the other two pairs of socks you have not seen yet. One of them has been an ID for a couple of weeks, but I just didn't start them until I had the urge to start them. And they are these ones. I have some yarn that's tangled in here. Yeah, whatever. So these are... why are there... just wondering now why there are 2 stitch markers on this one. Ah, yes, I know. There are 3 stitch markers on it, but so I have a stitch marker just after the toe, and then I have 2 of them. One from what I did last night and one from when I started this week, to see how much I did this week. Sometimes I try stuff and I don't remember why. So these are going to be scrappy socks with leftovers, as you can see, these stripes from my Best Lips MCAL from 2023, the Geo Gradient, and then with those full hangs I had 2 minis, and these ones are the 2 that are on here. I'm not gonna tell you all the names at the moment because I don't want to. If you want to see, I am gonna try when this video goes up that all the names are on my Ravelry page. But yeah, I am just using up all small kind of balls. So like this is, let me show you what I had left over from the first couple of stripes. So I just have 2 balls that are about the same weight, and I just knit with them until one of them runs out and I start a new color, and then I have the 2 minis. So I was wondering, which one do I want to do? I have a more, I like this gray more, but I also like this mint, I think you would say. So I was like, do I do heels in this and toes and cuffs? But I'm going to choose to have a heel and no, a toe and a toe in both of them, as you can see. And then they are going to yes, like I'm holding them, so they're gonna have a different colored heel, and then they're gonna have the same colored cuff, which is like, yeah, fun, scrappy, whatever. And they still they're gonna have as almost the same striping sequence, so they're gonna be very similar. And if I need to, because I have 20 grams of this and I'm only using half of them, so once I've done the heel, I know how much I have left. I can always put in a stripe if I want to make them a little bit longer in the leg, but I should have enough. And these ones are the same yarns that I use as well as I used for my hat, so I'm thinking of maybe putting the brown in here as well for my hat, the leftovers. I don't know, we'll see. I think they're gonna be very long socks then, so maybe not, we'll see. So these are these ones. I really like working on these ones like when I'm reading, because I can get about one whole row, like one whole little ball of yarn knit up in like half an hour to 45 minutes, or even an hour depending on how much reading time I have. But like, I put something over my sofa here, over my chair here, and I can flip up, I can put my e-reader on it and just knit and read, which I really like. Then my next socks, these are DK weight socks. Oh, for those ones, as you can see, they're 2 at a time, toe up, and they are 56 stitches on 2.5 millimeter needles. Sorry if I'm forgetting some information. So these ones you have not seen as well. These ones I started after my first exam to have some simple, smaller knitting, because at that moment I just was at the beginning of the body part of one of the pink sleeve. So on on the first sleeve I did, I was at the body part and it was a little bit too big to take with me some places, so I started these ones. So this yarn is from Concept by Katja and it's called Taika, and this is color 103. I do not have the label with me, but it's a merino nylon, I think. Yes, the other one is a merino silk nylon. This is a merino nylon, has some fun colors, and we had 2 weeks of really freezing temperatures and snow as well here in Belgium, so I just wanted thick DK socks, so that's the reason I started these. I am doing them as well 2 at a time, toe up, on 3.25, yes, 3.25 millimeter needles on magic loop, as you can see. What I've been doing with these is knitting and walking. So I want to be a little bit more healthy, and I like walking, but most of the time I do not want to walk because I want to knit. And I was like, just knit and walk. I know people will think I'm crazy or whatever. Maybe you don't because you're also a knitter, but yeah. I know my family will think I'm crazy, and some people on the streets when they see me think I'm crazy. But yeah, it keeps me walking. I knit less than I would if I would be sitting down, because sometimes I just can't because I'm crossing the street or something. But it works. I've done it with part of the other sleeve as well, and it just, I feel good about it. I get some exercise in, I get some knitting in, but I'm not sitting the whole day. So yes, that's that. And I can't really take the other socks with me because they are scrappy. So maybe if I just started this section I could, but I don't feel really safe. Sometimes I walk for about an hour and I could get to another section and then I have to put in a new color when walking, and I'm not up for that. So this is it. But I've also used it like when I go on the bus. I just walk to the bus station, which is very close by to me, and I have like 2 or 3 buses I can take that goes to the train station, which is most of the time that's the way I need to go to get to the to some shops or something. So I just take the bus to there, and then I have to wait 5 minutes. I'm just knitting on this while waiting, and then knitting on the bus as well. So this is been my going around knitting, and yes, it's perfect. This project bag gets in my purse, excuse me, goes in my purse or just goes into a tote bag that is like next to me and I can knit on it. So that's fun. And then the last thing I want to show you, which I have been working on, is my scrappy blankets. So let me give you the specs on this one. So this is the Northeasterly blanket by Skinhanigans. I am using all fingering and I think some sport weight scraps that I have in here. I've shown you this before, so it is knit from one way up this way, and then once you finish one of these ones, you start another one and you attach it to each other, which you can see here. I just started a new one. I'm using 3mm needles DPNs. Do not like using DPNs, but for this it's fine. And what I do is I make scrappy cakes. So this one is almost finished. Let me see where my bag is. So it's normally it lives in this bag, but if I'm here, and this is gonna be the next cake. Like, yes, it has a little ball in it because I found this little ball that has to go in between somewhere, but I have a scrappy cake, and this one is everything that I have left that's not in this from let me start to see. So the outside is the start of 2023. Like this this gray is from my Advent sweater from in 2023, and so everything in here is from 2022. Yes, and like as you can see here, I'm working. You have some rainbow scraps here. Those were from my rainbow dress, but I also made rainbow socks afterwards, and I made those in 2022. So we are in 2022 of knitting in here, and most of it is in order. Like from this point onwards, after this one, 2023, if I have them not with me there at home because I could not fit everything into my luggage. To come here, and also I know that I don't go that fast through this. After this one, everything from 2023 is in order and how I knit it. Even if I do not have leftovers, say I use some holes which I really like, I wound off some of the cone to put into it. just to have it. Why did I put this in here? This is not how it should be. Yes, so back on the side. I'm gonna unroll it. So this is how I keep it. Something, oh, it's a stitch marker. I was like, something's in here. It's a stitch marker to show you. So I roll it like this, and then this side comes here, and once I'm like halfway through, I roll both ends, and then when it's on my lap, I just unroll what I need. So let me show you. So this part here, just where this one, so the second one, just started above this green is everything from a mystery cowl I knit in 2022. So that's like the start of following mostly the right order of everything. But then I found these two balls, which should have been more in the beginning of this blanket, but it did not work out, so I put them in. And then I was going to get into the, so I don't do planning with this, I just put everything in. As you can see, it's gonna be very long. It's like, it should be long enough to like lay under, and I'm gonna make it very wide. You can also have it like this on the couch, or you can lay under it like this on your own. So it's gonna be a project for years and years and years. So that's why I also started, if I made something and I still have leftovers enough to make something else, I try to get like 5 grams of yarn of everything, if it's fingering weight or sport weight, to just put in here to yes, because I know it's gonna take a long time before it's finished. So this is, normally this should mean that this is where I showed it to you last time. So this is all I've done. So when I was at home, I did not work on this for 3 weeks, but I've been here now for 2.5 weeks. 1 week, 2 weeks, yes, 2.5 weeks. And what I worked on this is mostly half an hour in the morning, and sometimes a little bit more because I wanted to finish it. But yes, and then this should, this is like about a week of this. What this means? This is about a week of knitting. And yes, this week I have not worked on it because I was working on the cardigan. So yes, I know again. So this is about a week of knitting the first week of my exams, just half an hour to an hour in the mornings. And then this was last week. But on this last week, I really wanted to finish this, I don't know, this lane. In Dutch, I would call this a baan, which is a lane, but I don't know, this part. And so I started, on this one, and then I have this little stitch marker that shows me how much I did that day. So now I'm into these, my rainbow colors, and then I have some other fun sock yarns, and once that is done, I'm going into the other cake, but probably won't happen this week because I want to work on other stuff and just work on this for half an hour in the morning. Okay, let me just take this duck and put it here. So next time I want to show you, which will probably be, if I keep working on this a lot, maybe in 2 or 3 episodes. If I don't, like I have sometimes I just don't want to work on it, it will be longer, and then I know that the duck is where it is where you last saw. So I started this last year around this time. So I made those cakes the year before. Most of these ones are just like scraps from a lot of socks I've made. So like these scraps are from the scraps of this shawl, but most of it is like from socks I made and stuff. But they are kind of in order, but also not. And then now I started really like, I have once I have enough, between 50 or 70 grams for my magic cake. So my first magic cakes were really big, but my ball winder can't really take that anymore, so I'm making them smaller, and it's easier. Also, it's fun to like finish one and start the next one. So if I have like a lot of scraps, I make some new ones, and yes, then it's finished. Okay, let's put this back. So this just lays like this here. Still, this is big enough, but probably if it gets bigger, I'm maybe thinking of giving it its own basket to live in. So it lives in here, and this one I just put in there so I don't lose it. Yes, that was that. What was I saying? So yes, I started this last year around the exams because I wanted to work on something else, and it's fun because like in 1 or 2 days, or if more, if you're just knitting on it constantly, but if like I knit it on it in between like half an hour or an hour every morning. I get like about a color every 2 days or something, so that's fun. And then I didn't work a lot on it, sometimes here and there I showed you, and then when I got sick in November, that was the only thing I had the mindset for, to work on it, which I did. And then now I've been trying to do this like in my morning knitting, but sometimes I want to work on something, which I do as well. Okay, then my last whip I want to show you is in this. This is a bag I crocheted myself, and this is my cross stitch. One thing, Ella, als je dit aan het kijken bent, stop maar kijken. So that was some Dutch for you. So Ella is my niece. She turned 14. She is like, after me and my sister, she's the oldest one. And then I have 3 more. No, she's not. She's my cousin, not my niece. She's not the daughter of my sister. She's the daughter of my aunt, the sister of my mother. So she's my cousin. She's my oldest cousin, and then I have 4 more smaller cousins after her. And she had her birthday, and if she's watching this, she should stop watching. Don't think she is, but just to be clear, because sometimes teenagers have some weird ideas. This is her birthday present. She was 14 last Friday, I think. Yes, last Friday, and I saw her on Saturday, but I was not ready. And yes, I'm going to see her this Saturday, so I hope I'll be able to finish this. And I did not. On my phone, I have how much more I have to do on this cross stitch, but I don't know. Maybe Editing Sam can put it in here. Yeah, I should. Okay, Sam, Editing Sam, put in here how much I have done, the percentage, and so how many more cross stitches I need to do. This is what I'm doing. I know this is not the best thing. So last time I was on a little bit of this pink, so I finished up her glasses. Her hair is completely finished. Her face is almost finished. You see some little spots, but that was because I had the thread I am using for it at home. I'm just putting my needle out of the way. And then she has, I can show you, I have a picture. So this is what she's gonna look like. So I'm working at the scarf at the moment. So what I'm doing is I'm just picking a color and finishing it. So I'm doing the blue, and then I have the gray, another blue to do, the gray, and then her black pants and her purple sweater. And then I have like the color for her ears now I have, for her mouth, and for her earrings I have as well. But the thing is, she is biggest at the top with her hair. I'm over halfway finished. So I have to do this part, which is like, her hair was fun to do. They are 1, 2, 3, 4 colors in her hair. So you have the most outside color, then you have this more orangey one, and then I have 2 yellow ones, which was fun to do, but you have to do a lot of counting and seeing where goes every stitch. So like the face was fun because I did the whole outline and I just could fill it in. So this is what I'm thinking, like, to do with the sweater as well, do the outline and just fill in the purple as well. This is what I've been doing mostly at night for like an hour, 2 hours, with an audiobook or some YouTube videos or something. But these last couple of nights I've been very tired and I just didn't want to work on it, but I'm gonna have to work on this if I want to get this finished. But now, like, that cardigan is finished, I can have, like, I just wanted that one finished, so now I want this one finished. So probably I'm not gonna knit a lot, I'm gonna do cross stitch, which I'm a fan of, and I am getting better at it. So yes, so I've showed you before, I have all the threads here. So I'm using the MCE. I am using a 16 count, 2/1 full cross. I think that's the right words to use. So that means that for every inch you have 16 holes. So you can do 16 crosses for every inch. So what you see, these blue boxes, is what I've drawn on it myself. So those are boxes of 10 by 10 to make it easier for myself to count, because that's also how the pattern works on my phone. I'm thinking, and then 2/1 means I'm using 2 strands of floss, as maybe you can see. So these are 2 strands of DMV floss or thread, and I'm doing 1/4 crosses from I'm just filling every hole. So I'm doing crosses. If you have 4 holes, I'm doing 1 cross in there. I hope that's clear for you. This is new terminology that I'm learning. I'm watching FlossTube now, which is YouTube for cross stitchers, and I want to make so much more, but yes, we'll just finish this one first. So yes, that's that. Okay, whew. I've been recording for about 50 minutes now, so it's gonna be, in the beginning, some things to cut, but it's gonna be a long one. Did not think that was gonna be. Okay, it's about 11:30 now, so I have an hour and a half before my exam, so I have about an hour before I have to think about getting ready and leaving, and definitely not forgetting my calculator. That would be a huge problem. What do I want to talk about? So I have told a little bit in between the sections, because that's me, I'm a rambling one. I have no acquisitions, not bought anything, which is good, because yeah, I've bought some things. I needed a little what am I trying? I needed one more color of thread that I did not have at home, so I bought that, but for the rest, not bought yarn or anything, which I'm happy about because I have more than enough yarn. What's coming up? So finishing Luna, finishing the sleeve and the hood on the sweater for Brecht, working on my socks, maybe casting something new on, I don't know. So that's coming up. Normally tomorrow I'm starting my 2023 crafting wrapped. Starting filming that with every piece I have here, and then some pieces I have at home. I won't show you everything because I made a lot of socks, and I don't want to show like every pair of socks I made. So I probably want to do some cool editing with like maybe some graphs, and then like all the socks I made, and then all those coming up. So I'm trying to see how to do that. So that's not coming very soon, or maybe it is. Maybe in a week that will work. Then we'll see. Maybe tonight or tomorrow I can edit this one and put it up on YouTube. That's that. So I've had, so in total I had 3 exams, which may sound a lot or not a lot depending on where you're from, but in Belgium it's more common to have like in between 5, 7 to even 10 exams. I had 5 classes this semester, but one of them was communication class, so we had presentations and we had to write articles and stuff, so that was already done before the end of the year, so nothing to study for that one. And I had a statistics class called biological data analysis, which we had the exam for just before Christmas break. So I've had 4 exams, but one was before Christmas, and then during the Christmas period and 2 weeks after Christmas I had nothing to do, and I started in the middle of January for my exams, and then now I have today my last one, and then I'm off for the rest of this week and next week, so I'm looking forward to that. And then I think on the 12th of February we start again with the new semester, which will be much more busy, but I'm looking forward to it. A lot of interesting classes, so I think I will be filming in the first week of the new semester if I want to film in 2 weeks, so yeah, I can tell you more about it then. So I think I will be doing a lot of knitting and or crafting in general, cross stitch maybe, cross stitch definitely, because that needs to get finished in the next 2 upcoming weeks. But also I am having like kind of a trip planned to Antwerp, which is a different city in Belgium. Not really going to visit, but I'm a big fan of basketball. Definitely women's basketball, because I played myself, and I'm from Ypres, so if you're from Belgium you maybe know the Belgian Cats is the women national basketball team here in Belgium, and they won their European champions of this year. They've been doing very well. 4 years ago they went, or 3 years ago, because of COVID, they went to the Olympics, and they sadly lost, and or like they did not get any medals, but they played whatever they could. And now they are having their new qualification tournament in Antwerp next week on Thursday, Friday and Sunday. So we're going to see those matches. They are going to play Nigeria, Senegal and USA. So I am thinking about even going to of course I'm going to all the games that Belgium is playing, of course. But on those days, so like I think on Thursday, the first day, Belgium is playing the US, and then that means that Senegal and Nigeria are playing against each other, and then on the other days you play against the other people in the group to see. I think it's like the first two of the group that advance to the Olympics, which I hope, I suppose, which I'm rooting for them that they are going there. We have a very good chance against Senegal and Nigeria. Against US, I don't think we need to talk about that. Those are a very strong women. They have a very big country, which they have a big pick of good basketball players as well. But we have Emma Meesman, so nothing gonna say about that. But if you follow Belgian basketball or women basketball in general, you maybe know Emma Meesman, or Meesman if you say it in Dutch. So she is from Ypres. She actually lives pretty close to where I live in my hometown. So I've grown up, I played, so where she started playing basketball, I played at that club as well. So we know her personally, we know her mom, so yes, that's very fun. And she is turning out to be a very good basketball player, one of the best at the moment. So she played a couple of years in the WNBA. She's played with Belgian national teams for, I don't know, 10 years or something now. Doing very good. She played in France, she played in Russia, and now she's playing in Turkey, where she's winning almost everything with her team, and she's winning awards with her team and on herself. So yeah, she's a very good basketball player, and I'm very happy to know her personally, and also that I can watch her games because she is a beautiful basketball player. It's not just I'm going for it myself. She is a team player and tries to get everything to have their moment. So it's very fun. So we're going to watch those games, and like I said, against America or like the USA, we probably don't have and or maybe we have a small chance of winning, of course, but a small chance where we have a bigger chance of winning against Nigeria and Senegal. But on the days that Belgium is not playing the USA is playing the other games, and we have tickets. And if you have a ticket, you have a ticket for the whole day, so I can watch the other matches as well. So I'm planning on going to see the other games as well, so I can see the US play, because it's just one of those things. The USA is those basketball people. I've seen them playing for years and years and years. I've watched them, so it's very cool that I can now watch it live. So that's my plan. So we're going to Antwerp, and I think we're going to stay there for 2 nights just to make it easier, because if the games end late at night and we don't want to drive back to then drive to Antwerp again the next morning. So that is what's happening next week. And for the rest, if I'm not watching basketball, I'm probably knitting, reading, walking, anything. Maybe. We'll see. Maybe I can go for a walk in Antwerp. I will see. I also have a date planned with one of my girlfriends. We are going to I'm going to her apartment, and we're just gonna knit. She's the one that I had a photo shoot with. So if you follow me on Instagram, you maybe see. I've posted some pictures. I've wanted to post more, but I really want to write a nice caption with it, and I just have not had the mental energy to write that. So that's also one of the things I hope to do this next week, is write some nice captions to go with some more pictures that I can post from the photo shoot. But she's a knitter as well, and she wants to make a sweater, and she asked me if I could come over to help her with some stuff, and then we can just knit together. And yeah, so I'm also looking forward to that. And after that, it's back to school. But in the evenings I still have knitting time, and depending on my classes, sometimes I can knit in them because I do not have to take a lot of notes. And if it's just simple knitting in a round or just back and forth stockinette, knitting and purling, it's easy for me to do that and follow. Then otherwise I am drawn to my phone or I'm not paying attention. So sometimes I knit during class, just something small that I can like knit here. And if you see me, excuse me, there it goes again. My body is telling me it's hungry, I think. But I can just knit like just after pretty much in my lap like this. Like now you can see my hands moving if they're down there. So most teachers don't see it, and if they see it, I still try to answer questions or look engaged, which I am. So because I want to like follow the lesson. So most of the time they see that even though I'm knitting, I'm working something. It's like for me it's pretty much the same. Like some people say they are doodling while they're listening and trying to concentrate. So yeah, find what works for you and do that. Okay, I think that's everything. I'm gonna make myself some food, just gonna do some cross stitching because I know I have to finish Luna, some relaxing, making sure that I have everything for my exam, and then go strong for 4 hours because I have 4 hours for this exam, and I'm thinking I'm gonna need them all because I have there are gonna be a lot of exercises and I want to take my time, because if I go too fast I forget a minus or a plus sign or something somewhere, which throws off your whole calculations, and that's not what we want. So but I'm not really worried about it. My other two exams went well as well, and this one, if it's similar to the ones we have seen from last year, or from, if I've heard from other people, we have some multiple choice ones which are like small theory and small exercises, which should be fine. And then we have about around 10 exercises, which are a lot, but that means if one doesn't go well, you still have 9 other ones where you can really do well. And so it helps if you only have, say, 3 exercises or 3 questions, and you have like one that doesn't go well, you only have 2 to like get your grade. So, and I already have a 3 points, 3 out of 4 points, or marks, or a grade 3 out of 4, how I want to say it, of 2 tests we had during the semester, which I'm very happy about as well. So I'm very confident. Hope I'm still confident afterwards, but we'll see. Maybe I'll put something here if it went well or not. I can tell you in editing tonight or tomorrow, but I think it will go well. So I think that's everything. If you like this video, like and subscribe. This really helps me and helps my channel being pushed more to other people, so I can ramble about knitting and everything else with other people as well. And I think that's everything. Hope to see you soon. Bye.